Fast and Furious was born from the idea that Universal could make a movie where the stars were the cars. They took inspiration from a magazine article written by Kenneth Lee called Racer X, but they never could imagine how much success the first movie was about to have. But once it happened, they were sure that it was because of the cars. After experimenting with the second and third movies, they realized that the cars were important, but it was the original actors that made the first movie special. So, for the fourth, they assembled the original parts of the engine, and the Fast and Furious franchise that we know and love was reborn. We already went through those 4 movies in our unboxings. Now it's time for the 5th. And for us Hot Wheels collectors, the movies and the actors are cool, but just as Universal thought, we are here for the cars. This time we are unboxing 6 cars. Only 1 of them is from the premium line. The other 5 are from the Fast and Furious basic line. If you would like to see them, then stay. Because today in JR Collectibles we have another Hot Wheels Fast and Furious unboxing, this time from Fast 5. When we see Brian and Mia for the first time in the movie, they are riding this beautiful classic car. This is the 1971 Nissan Skyline HT 2000 GTR. Let me open it for you. This is the first edition. This casting was developed for the Fast and Furious line. It would have been good in premium, but it's still quite amazing in the basic line. The first thing that you will see is the chrome bumpers. It's not a really common feature in Hot Wheels. These ones, usually the front bumpers, the front and back bumpers are part of the chassis. Not in this case, the chassis is plastic and is black, as you can see. The bumpers are part of the interior, that it's chrome, as you are able to see here. So I think that the design on this one was a little more thought through than in other castings. And just look at the details. See the decals in the front, grille, lights. You have even the badges by the sides, the Skyline badges by the side. You have the decals in the back, and you have this lip around the front and the back glasses. So, I mean, the design is amazing, and it even has the side mirrors. In the Skylines from this generation, Hot Wheels never include side mirrors, with the exception of one release, that it was the 2021 RLC. No, well, it was released in 2021, but it was the 72 Skyline HT from RLC that had also like the opening hood. I have an unboxing of that car in the channel, so I will leave the link in the description for you. Coming back to this one, it's an incredible casting, and if you don't have it, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. After releasing 30 different castings in the Fast and Furious basic line in 2023, Hot Wheels has decided to go in a more measured approach in 2024. They have released 4 waves so far, with 5 cars each, and most of the cars are repeat. And the Ford GT40 is one of those repeats. Let me open it for you. So this Ford GT40 is part of the Wave 1, Women of Fast. I didn't mention when before I opened it. And this is the car that Mia is driving out of the train, and has the chip that basically is the main plot of the whole movie. And the Ford GT40 casting has been around since 1999. It's a pretty old casting, but I think that even until now it still holds its ground really well. It's a really beautiful casting, and well, it has been used, like this livery, the Fast and Furious livery, it has been used 4 times before, all of them in basic, and all of them with different tones of blue. I would say that this version and the 2021 5-pack, if I'm not wrong, are the most accurate ones, and you can see the details also in the back. It's a really nice release. I want to make an honorable mention here. The Corvette Grand Sport Roadster that Dominic is driving out of the train, and that he immediately crashes and dumps out of a bridge, if you remember the movie. This one, the first time that it was released was in 2015 in the main line from Hot Wheels. It was not in the basic Fast and Furious line, it was in the main line from Hot Wheels. And I got that version, and it's right here, but I don't have it here. So I cannot show it to you, but we can talk about it. This version of the Corvette was released another 3 times in the Fast and Furious basic line, and in 2023 it was released once again in the Hot Wheels main line with the Fast and Furious theme on it, of course. So as I said, I cannot show it to you right now, but I will keep the space available in the display for it when I can bring it here. And now we have talked about this one before. This is the Toyota Supra. The first release was in 2013. It was of course, the incredible orange Supra livery. So let me open this one for you. So as I was saying, the Supra was released with the original orange Fast and Furious livery before, in premium and in basic, and we have seen this casting release with other Fast and Furious liveries in the line. We saw the white one, we saw the other one from Too Fast Too Furious, and finally we have the black version. This car, it's seen maybe 1 or 2 times when the guys are testing cars to not be seen by the camera, so it's not a really important car within the movie. But I have said this in a previous video, when they are doing these kind of background cars in the basic line from Fast and Furious, then I think that it's fine, because you have a really nice casting, you have a really nice car from Fast and Furious, but you don't have it in the like expensive line of premium. And granted, this is just a black car, but you can see like the blackout wheels with the silver lip. You have the details here in the hood in black. You have the decals of the headlights and the Toyota logo, and also in the back you have the tail lights and the Toyota logo. It's really well executed, and it's a really beautiful casting to add to your collection. And now our only premium model of the day, the 66 Chevy Nova. Let me open it. Like any other premium release, the execution of this model is spotless. You can see the details in the front. There's actually decals in the grille there. You have the headlights. The side graphics are really nice. The color is really well made. Also in the back you have, besides the taillights, you also have this decal here that makes it look like the finish of the real cars of the time. This car is a background car. You see it only for like 2 seconds when Brian and Dominic arrive to the street racing. That's it. But well, I'm not like super thrilled that this one is in premium, but still it's a really nice execution. The casting was originally released for the first time in 2007. A funny fact about that is that I started properly collecting Hot Wheels that year in 2007, so I have that first version from the main line that you can see here on the top. So yeah, so this is the gold or yellowish 66 Chevy Nova. And then we have this one that probably deserves a premium treatment, because this is the first car that Dominic wins in the street racing, so they can start testing let's say the plan to not be seen by the cameras. This is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Let me open it for you. The casting has been around since 1999, just like the Ford GT40, but I don't believe that this one has aged as well, mainly because I think that the execution on the headlights is not the best. The headlights are part of the interior or part of the glass, so wherever you have the color inside, you will have the color in the headlights. That's why maybe it doesn't make it for me. Maybe also the shape of the car is a bit weird, I don't know. But well, despite the fact that the casting is an old one that maybe I don't like that much, the execution of this one it's really good. You have for example, the Porsche decals in the front, and some decals also here in the bumper, and also the black parts here. The graphics in the side are also really nice. What I don't like at all is that there's no details in the back, and that could have made this a lot more interesting release. Something that I can say about the tooling is that until this year, this is released in 2023 in the Fast and Furious line, until that year this was the back wing was plastic, a feeble plastic that you could move around, which I think that made the casting a little bit worse. So this is the first one with the upgraded tooling that I believe makes it a little bit better. So this is the last model that we are going to unbox today. It's advertised as part of the Fast and Furious 6 movie, but we actually see it at the end of Fast 5 when Elena and Dominic come to visit Mia and Brian. This is the 2009 Nissan GT-R. Let me open it for you. This GT-R in silver has been used before in the Fast and Furious line, like 3 times, I think. This is the latest one, and to be honest, it's a nice casting, but it's a bit of a flat release. There's not too much to address here. It's well executed and it has the details in the back, so basically that's it. Okay guys, so this is how the display is going so far. We have checked this a few times. There's only Fast and Furious in the top, and then until the Red Chevelle. Then we have 4, 2 Fast 2 Furious, then we start with Tokyo Drift here with the Soarer, and we go until the Porsche, that is the unknown timeline place vehicle, or I don't know how to call it. Then we start with the Fast and Furious, that it was the 4 movie, that it's all of this until the Pontiac Firebird. So now I'm going to add the other 6 vehicles that we open, so it means that I'm going to put 3 more in this line and 3 new here in the line below. So I'm going to move this place, these 6, a bit more to the left, and now I'm going to push myself to work on a solution to find like middle shelves in each one of these ones, so I can add the rest of the models. So let's go for this one. So this is how it looks at the end with the other 6 new vehicles, the 3 down below. We are almost filling this display. Now let's go to the closure of the video. Now, as you can imagine, we are entering the wish list. From existing castings, I want 2.5. And I know that sounds weird, so let's talk about the 2 full ones as a start. And the number 1 is the Dodge Challenger SRT8 that Dominic is driving at the end of the movie. There have been a couple of releases in the Fast and Furious basic line, but the one that I want is the one that was released in premium in the Replica Entertainment line in 2014, if I'm not wrong. Then number 2, a background car that was released in Fast and Furious basic line, the silver Nissan 370C. And now let's move to the unexisting castings because there are a lot. Number 1, I hope that I pronounced this correctly, the Gurka LAPV. This is the truck SUV Rhino beast that Hobbs is driving during the whole movie in Brazil. Number 2, the 70s Dodge Charger without the blown up engine. This car, it's supposed to be the original one. I don't know how they brought it to Brazil, but as I was saying, this one doesn't have the blown up engine and it has more like a rusted look. It's not really well painted, and when Hobbs catches the group, it's destroyed by this Rhino thing, this Gurka vehicle that we talked at the beginning. Hot Wheels already has a 70 Dodge Charger released for the Fast and Furious line without the blown up engine, so maybe they can start there. Number 3, the Ford Galaxy 500 XL that Tej is driving when he arrives to Brazil and that we see him tuning at the end of the movie. Let me tell you guys, there's an existing Ford Galaxy 500 XL casting from Hot Wheels, so I think that there can be some future for it. Number 4, the Charger PPV. What does it mean, PPV? Police Pursuit Vehicle. Yes, we are talking about the police chargers that we see in the movie that they stole from the precinct. It would be pretty cool to have some premium police chargers in the Fast and Furious premium line, don't you think? Number 5, the black chargers from the movie. Now, this is a bit confusing for 2 reasons. Number 1, these black chargers are supposed to be the police chargers that we saw earlier, just painted in black, but it's actually not true, because in the movie the police chargers, the version of the police chargers was 2011 Chargers PPV, as I just said, but for the black chargers they use 2010 Chargers SRT8 version, so they are actually 2 completely different cars. So I want the black ones. What is the other reason why this is a bit confusing is because you remember that at the beginning when I was telling you about existing castings, I told you that I wanted 2.5. Well, this is the half, because the black chargers have been released in the Fast and Furious basic line before, but they don't have the crash bar in the back, and that's the one that I want. So Hot Wheels, if you want to release these beautiful black chargers with the crash bar in the back, that would be amazing. Number 6, the Koenigsegg CCXR that we see too at the end of the movie. And you might be thinking, man, but that's a background car, it's not a really important one. And you probably are right, but it's a Koenigsegg, so it's in. And last one, number 7, the black Lexus LFA that Han is driving with Giselle in his legs when the movie is ending. Why this one? Well, similar reasons as with the Koenigsegg. It's a Lexus LFA. So, 7 non-existing castings in my wishlist. If you consider the 6 ones that we unbox and the other 2 existing castings that we talk about, this might be the most unexplored movie of the whole franchise. Certainly is the most unexplored movie of the ones that we have seen so far. But now tell me, which one of these is your favorite one? And which one would you like to see in the Fast and Furious line? And as usual, as we are coming to the end of the video, if you have enjoyed it, I will ask you to push the like button and also consider subscribing to the channel for more content. The next week, as you probably guessed it, I'm going to do a follow-up to this video with the Fast and Furious 6 movie. But not only that, I also have a surprise for you for the Batman Day. So if you would like to see what it is, then see you next week. My name is JR. Thanks for being here and see you next time. Adios.